All right, super random session here. This is Jason Garrett. He won NFL Coach of the Year in 2016. That's the same year the Cavs were in the NBA Finals and the Indians were in the World Series. We obviously think that's interesting because of the Garrett connection. And pass attempts 294. That's 64 coding. Uh, 85 and 67 record. He's got the 76 there as well. I thought it was most interesting he played for the Princeton Tigers. So we got the Tigers thing there. Pat McAfee reveals how Tennessee should celebrate college football playoff win over Ohio State. So he wants them to plant the flag because that would be the same as Michigan doing it right after a 7-win season. Uh, the so Ryan Day has Ohio State fans furious ahead of the college football playoff. The goal all along was to make the playoffs. Well, we're here. Well, yeah, you don't have a chance to win the championship if you're not in the playoffs. So I agree, Coach. Nothing more you could have done up to this point. Let's see. Number one prospect is visiting Ohio State and Michigan. Ohio State lost 6 verbal commitments. Let's see. This person says 1948 Browns were the best football team ever. They would have beat anyone in the NFL even today. My dad was a Baltimore Colts fan, said till he died. He even said Otto was better than Unitas, but didn't have his game plan at the time. Unitas was 10 years later, much more passes thrown, but Otto could sling it with anyone, including Brady. So let's go ahead. Let's flip over. Where's my notepad here? Okay, so they had a perfect season in 48. We know that's our 48 season. They played 3 games in 8 days. I thought that's interesting because Mahomes is like freaking out that he's got to play 3 games in 10 days right now, including Christmas. They were called the best show in football. That's not just like some name on the book to sell copies. That's really, they were originally the best show in football. Otto Graham, 7 rings on one team. Sorry, Tom Brady, and only in a 10-year span. Had 4 passing touchdowns, 300 yards passing, and 99 yards rushing in a single game. So take that, Marcus Mariota. Mariota had 1 yard more rushing, but 1 less passing touchdown. Yeah, I'm going to take Graham over Mariota's cherry pick stat there. Len Ford, we're going to have to look into him. Len Ford is a Browns legend, so we'll circle back to that. Probably not in this video, to be honest, but we'll get there. Paul Brown had 15 championships and is the only coach to win on 3 levels. High school, NCAA. He won at 2 different high schools. He won at Ohio State, and then he won with the Cleveland Browns, okay, in 2 different professional football leagues. I mean, dude is just a beast. Let's see. This person says their favorite playoff games were 68 and 69 wins over the Cowboys. That was interesting. They beat the Cowboys in 68. Oh, we gotta get this volume going.
In 64, the Browns won the Eastern Conference, and as they prepared for the championship game against Baltimore, wide receiver Gary Collins, number 86, brashly predicted the Browns would win, and he would score 3 touchdowns.
So, of course, that came to fruition. Number 86 helping us out. With, we would have known to bet on him. He's not going to steer us wrong. This I thought was interesting. I was thinking like where Ravens are common and stuff because I really think the Baltimore Ravens are going to move eventually. I'm thinking maybe they come to Virginia and the Colts just go back home to Baltimore. I don't think Indianapolis needs a football team. I feel like the Colts were there to win a Super Bowl to sell Indianapolis on football ahead of the Hoosiers finally winning a national championship. So once college football takes off in Indiana, I could see the Colts getting less play. And Baltimore Colts fans are diehard. I mean, the band never quit playing. Like, they still perform all that sort of stuff. So I think they move back to Baltimore before, like, the last, remaining band member dies or maybe right after. The band's probably a curse or something like that. I thought it was interesting that Raven, Virginia, is 6.8 square miles. Let's see. So, some Hall of Fame voters, they got together to name their best running backs of all time. They took Jim Brown number 1, Barry Sanders number 2. So we got the Lions and the Browns with the number 1 and 2 best running backs all time. I'm almost positive they both retired at 29 years old too, which I think is even more interesting. I thought it was interesting. So the Browns were the cardiac kids in 1980 because all their games came down to like the final minute and one score, right? Now the Chiefs are the cardiac Chiefs. Every Chiefs game, has them on edge, all that sort of stuff, even if it's the lowly Panthers or something. And also, check this out, actual Chiefs player had the old arrest, right, of the cardiac variety. Let's see. What else we got? Oh, where is the Super Bowl being held next year for our Lions and Browns? It's at 46ers Arena, the Niners, right? So, uh, I mean, that's like between that and Miami, that'd be top two. So, 49ers, I think it's even better because of the Bill Walsh connection. Obviously, there's so many connections between the Browns and the Niners, not to mention the Browns won in 49. Okay, so there's that. The highest scoring game in NBA history was 186 to 184. Would we have been able to guess that within a small margin of error? Right? Like, give me 3 guesses, I'll nail it. They just set the record for missed NBA threes in a game with 48. That's your 84 coding again. This drives me nuts right here. Like, this is the type of shit that just makes me want to like freak out. Like, there's no way people are this dumb. Okay? Like, so QB Jalen Hurts arrives at the stadium with the bandage on his apparently broken finger on his left hand. Okay, so he's got a broken finger or whatever. Like, you see the foot's coming forward, right? So that's a step. You think he's walking with both his hands right out front and the little purse all posed perfectly right in front of him, like his legs aren't walking into the purse. Sorry for sneezing. His his arm shit. His arms like don't sway when he moves, right? Like he's just got that broken finger and that Louis Vuitton bag right out front while he's pretending to fake a step. Like, you think that's some sort of natural motion? You think that's a real person? Like, Jesus fuck. Alrighty. So, and plus he just looks like a fucking, well, I can't even say it on here, but you know what he looks like. Fucking pussy. Alrighty. So anyway, apparently Bob Dylan and whoever Timothy Chalamet are like the same fucking person because they literally look like spot on. The nose especially, it was just like, that's too much.
Night, Otto. This afternoon's game's over. There'll be more games.
I guess we're about the worst team that you've ever had.
No, you're wrong, Otto. You gave your best out there today. You and all the boys. It's just today you met a better team. They deserve to win. Defeats and setbacks are all a part of growing up. Sometimes we learn more from a defeat than we do from a victory. Now you listen to me, young man. Adversity not only tests one's character, but it also strengthens it. And don't you forget that.